Discuss roasting in this lesson, without which coffee could not be consumed as a beverage. During roasting, the raw coffee undergoes a transformation of its characteristics, giving the final product its aroma, its taste, and its colour. Appropriate roasting machines carry out this phase and consist of two types: continual and intermittent cycles. The first is the most commonly used by large companies and is based on passing raw coffee through certain tunnels of hot air for around 5 to 6 minutes. It is logical, as with all large productions, that the system is in grade of producing great quantities of coffee, but the quality of the coffee is in every way inferior with respect to the coffee roasted using the intermittent method or baked.
Per spiegare meglio questo concetto ed introdurvi il metodo discontinuo, vorrei citare un paragrafo tratto dal Manuale pratico dell'arte del mangiar bene, scritto dal famoso Pellegrino Artusi, considerato da esperti e chef il Vangelo del saper cucinare. La bontà del caffè mal si conosce senza provarlo. La tostatura merita un'attenzione speciale poiché, prescindendo dalla qualità del caffè, dipende dalla medesima la più o meno buona riuscita della bibita. Meglio è darle il colore gradatamente e perciò è da preferirsi la legna al carbone, perché meglio si può regolare. Quando il caffè comincia a crepitare e far fumo, scuotete spesso il tostino e abbiate cura di levarlo appena ha preso il color castagno bruno e avanti che emetta l'olio. Nella foto vedete un esempio di tostino usato anticamente. Bene, in queste poche righe si evince quale sia la tecnica migliore per avere un caffè tostato di qualità. Ed ecco che entra in gioco il sistema di tostatura a ciclo discontinuo.
Roasting machines are composed of a rotating cylinder, as can be seen in the image, in which a certain quantity of raw coffee is introduced and the grade of roasting is gradually increased until the moisture level has been decreased to 1%.
Diminuire l'umidità contenuta nel caffè fino all'1%.
In this phase, carbon dioxide is formed inside the bean, while the integument part of the raw coffee is sucked into the drum and sent out as chaff. Due to the increase in temperature, the sugar content of raw beans begins to burn, decreasing from 10% to 2%. Caramel forms, which gives the beans a dark colour, the darker depending on the grade of roasting.
Che conferisce il colore più o meno scuro secondo il grado di tostatura.
At around 160 Celsius, an endothermic reaction occurs. That is, the beans absorb the heat, and instead they give up an exothermic reaction. This phenomenon risks increasing the temperature too quickly, but is possible to maintain a constant temperature owing to this machine. Arriving at 220 Celsius, on the basis of the changed colour of the beans, it is possible to decide whether to interrupt the roasting process and avoid burning the coffee. The whole process lasts for 18 to 20 minutes and is thermal regulated.
Dai 18 ai 20 minuti, il tutto termoregolato.
As we already know, subject to the coffee's new colour, the grade of the aroma can be determined. It is also very important to avoid dispersing the fatty content of the coffee during this phase, as on account of this, the coffee's aromatic substances remain locked inside the bean.
Rimangono all'interno del chicco.
The table illustrates the fall in the substances contained in the coffee based on the grade of roasting.
In base al grado di tostatura.
Finally, I would like to remind you that in order to obtain a roasted decaffeinated coffee, it is necessary to use raw coffee that, by applying particular process, has caffeine content removed. It is also true today that thanks to genetic engineering, many coffee-producing firms are looking to cultivate plants capable of producing beans with very small caffeine content. Therefore, the basis of a good cup of coffee requires a perfect grade of roasting that can only be achieved by the experience and the skill of the roaster. We have also now finished this lesson. I may remind you that clicking on your right allows you to enter a test that by answering the relevant questions reviews the topics covered in this lesson. Mine's a cafe con leche, Bernard.